Morning, dear students. My name is Dr. Shuaib Mohammad Bhat. I'm working as Assistant Professor in the Department of English at Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. Today, in this video lecture, we shall be talking about an important topic, that is report writing. We talked about writing. We talked about writing as a language skill. We talked about different domains of writing. We talked about different forms of writing, where we talked about notice writing, email writing, letter writing. Today, we are going to talk about report writing. As I told you earlier, when it comes to writing, it's a means of communication. It's a means by which we communicate, by which we share our ideas, by which we share our information, by which we share different things, different aspects, different ideas or emotions. Today, the topic which I have chosen is report writing. Report writing is also used to communicate. It also conveys information. It also shares ideas. But the pattern of communication is different. It's not the normal conversation which we are having on our daily basis. That communication is not included in report writing. Let's discover what report writing is. I would like to go with Oxford English Dictionary. So what Oxford English Dictionary records about report writing? It says it's a statement of the result of an investigation or of any matter on which definite information is required. It's a statement. So Oxford Dictionary says it's a statement, it's an elaboration, or it's a kind of explanation of the result of an investigation. So it is the result or it is the statement of an investigation or any matter on which definite information is required, or on any other matter. It's not mandatory that it should always be an investigation. No, it can be any other topic. It cannot be investigation only. It can be any other topic. So what this report is, it is a statement of an investigation or of any other matter on which we require some particular information. So that is report. That is what Oxford Dictionary says. Now, I would like to quote Richard Krelowin. What Richard Krelowin says about report writing. He defines a report as it's an objective oral or written presentation. It's objective but not subjective. So there should not be the involvement of writer. The person who writes a report should not involve himself or herself in the report writing. Rather, it should be the objective representation of the facts, objective representation of the evidences, or objective representation of the subject which we are explaining in a report, on which we are writing a report. So no involvement of the author, no personal episodes, no personal details. Then he says it is structured to communicate information. It is structured. There is a proper structure. A report, it's written according to the proper structure. It's not something we write without any structure or anything else. No, there is a proper structure for writing a report. So it is structured to communicate information. We communicate information with the help of report writing. For example, if any program has happened anywhere, now we are supposed to write the report on that program, so that the people who have not attended the program, or so that we can, at the end, we can estimate or we can see what are the different activities which have been conducted in that program. So we require report for those purposes. One is it can reach to the people who have not attended this program. Second is we can look upon all the activities which have been conducted in a particular program. So this program, it conveys information, this report writing, it conveys information to the people who haven't attended or to the people who want to go through the report, through the program once again with the help of report. Then it investigates a problem. We write reports on some problems to investigate a problem. It records ideas and facts or interpret or provide solutions to a problem. It records ideas, it records facts, it gives the explanation of the facts, and it provides solution to the problems. So reports are written to provide solution to many problems. So there are different purposes of writing a report. So one of the purposes is this: it provides solution to the problems. Now I would like to quote Peter Little, one of an important expert in academic writing. So what Peter Little says, he says, a report is a document. It's a document which provides an account of something witnessed or examined, or of an investigation together with conclusions arrived at as a result of the investigation. He says it is a document which provides an account of something which we have witnessed or we have examined. As I told you, we witness a program or we witness any program. So at the end, there are people who are writing reports on that program. So they include important events which have been conducted in that program. So it is sometimes the record of something which has been examined. There are number of laboratory reports where we provide the details of those experiments which have been examined or of those programs which have been examined. So this report, it provides an account of something which we have witnessed or we have examined, or it provides the report of an investigation together with conclusions arrived at. It provides the report along with the conclusions. So this is what these people, Peter Little and Richard, and what Oxford Dictionary talks about report. Now, this report, it's an organized, factual, objective presentation of information. Reports, they provide information, they present information, but this information is organized. There is a proper structure of writing a report. It's not like we are writing anything on any place. No, there is a proper structure. There is a proper beginning, there is a middle, there is an end, there is a title. There are different summaries we are writing. There are different parts we shall be discussing in the upcoming, in this lecture, the structure of a report. So it's factual. It's not like a writer of the report is providing his or her own information. No, it's based on facts. It's based on the witness. So facts are there in a report, and it is objective. There is no role of the personality of the author of the report, writer of the report. No. One cannot indulge himself or herself in the report. It's objective. Only the facts and only the real happenings should be included in the report. No place for author, no place for the writer, for his emotions, for his feelings, for his censure. No, there is no place for that. It's organized because it follows a systematic pattern, which I told you, there is a pattern. We cannot write report without following that organized pattern, that systematic pattern. It's objective. It should not be influenced by our personal feelings. No personal feelings can be shared in the report writing. Writers are prohibited to share their personal feelings or personal ideas in the report. It should be factual, it should be objective. So then we can say report is a comprehensive document. It is a comprehensive. It's not a document which contains or which deals only with particular facts. It deals with the all facts, all happenings, all proceedings. It deals with all the happenings which are related to a program. So we can say report is a comprehensive document and covers all aspects of the subject matter of study. It covers all aspects of the subject matter of the study. As I told you, it's not any document which deals or which talks about few particular elements or components. No. Rather, it talks about the all aspects of the subject matter of the study. A report, these are the striking features of a report, characteristics of a report. A report presents information, not an argument. Reports are not meant for arguments. They are meant to present information, to provide information, to provide some knowledge about the subject matter, about the event on which we are writing a report, about the experiment on which we are writing a report, about the incident on which we are writing a report. Reports can be written on incidents, they can be written on experiments, they can be written on some events. So this report, it provides information about the subject matter on which we are writing the report. It's not an argument, it's an information. Then, report is meant to be read quickly by the reader. We expect the reader to quickly read the report. So one should quickly read the report. It should not be lengthy. It should not be ambiguous. It should not be terse in nature. Rather, it should be lucid. It should be simple, so that a reader can read it quickly and can extract the exact information which he or she is expected to extract from a particular report. Uses numbered headings and subheadings. A report is having headings and subheadings, and all the headings and subheadings, they are numbered, they are having proper numbering. It uses short, concise paragraphs and dot points where applicable. So the sentences are short, paragraphs are short and concise, they are brief, and dot points are used where applicable. Dot points, these points by which we are beginning any sentence or any statement. These are the dot points. So a report contains dot points wherever they are required. Then it uses graphics wherever possible. We can use graphics, we can use tables, graphs, etc. in the report wherever they are needed. Because these tables and graphs, they contain a lot of information, a lot of details. Then it may need an abstract, which can be sometimes called as executive summary. Or there are some reports which need summary, which need abstract. And this abstract is sometimes called as executive summary. So at the beginning of the report, sometimes we are providing abstracts. Abstracts, again, they are providing the information. That is a kind of preview to the report. They contain the crux of the report. It's required for the long reports. Then, it does not always need references and bibliography. It does not always need references and bibliography. So it's not mandatory for the report, for many types of reports, to provide references and bibliography at the end. It's often followed by recommendations or appendices. So we see at the end of every report there is an appendix attached and there are some recommendations attached at the end of every report. It requires these things. Then, now when you are writing a report, there are certain things which you need to keep in your mind. What can be included in a report? See, I told you a report is a document which covers all the information related to the event or topic. And that information is factual information. So reports are based on factual information. It's not something which is fictional. It's not something which is based on imaginary knowledge or fictional knowledge. So it is real. It relies on the facts. It provides factual information. Therefore, One who writes a report must ensure that all the information provided has a proper evidence. Now, when you are writing a factual document, you need to be aware that whatever you are encoding in the report, whatever you are dumping in the report, it should have a proper evidence with it. Because facts need evidences. A statement becomes a fact when it is supported by a proper evidence. So when you are writing a report, you should provide evidences for your facts which you are showing to the people. So this information which we are writing, it can be added to a report. So these points can be included in order to make our information factual. One is the brief details of the event. One should give brief details of the event. When we give brief details, then only we can provide the evidence. For longer reports, it is very difficult to provide the evidence. And when we provide evidence for longer reports, they become difficult for readers to read because people don't have time to read long reports. And report is meant to be short because people are going through the report and they understand the whole program, the whole subject matter on which you are writing the report. Then consequences and effects of the events. One should include consequences and effects of the event, which is the event which is the subject matter of the writing. Evaluation of statistical data and analytics. If we are giving any statistical data in the report, we should evaluate that data. If there is any data in the report, we should evaluate that well. Because if the data is not accurate, so obviously the report may be a faulty report that can be rejected by any person, even by laymen. Interpretations from the information. One should give interpretations from the information. Whatever information you are providing, you should explain that information. You should narrate that information to the people. How the information is relevant to the other events. And one should also include this element in the report, that how this information which is encoded in a particular report is relevant to other events. Other events, I mean all the events which have been taken or which were taken in a particular activity on which we are writing the report. So this information which we are writing in the report, it should favor all the events of the program. Essential elements of a report. What are the essential elements of a report? So before writing a report, everyone should know the following elements of report writing, because these elements are essential elements. Number one, we have correct information. This is what I am telling you since I start the lecture. A report is a factual presentation. It provides facts, it provides legitimate talk, legitimate discourse, legitimate information. It's not anything which is false, which is fictitious, which is imaginary. No, here everything is factual. So a report, it must be written after enough research work. One should do a lot of research work on the topic or on the program on which we want to write a report. Enough research should be done on that activity. All the information about the respective topic must be correct. All the information which we are gathering for writing a report, it must be correct. And any wrong information can have an adverse effect on the audience. If we are providing false information to the audience, it may have adverse effect. It may have severe effect to the audience. So the first thing which we need to take in mind in order to write a report is correct information. Is the correct content, is the original content. We should provide correct information. Then topic clarity. So audience should get a clear idea of the topic. There should be clarity about the topic. The topic should not be ambiguous. It should not be terse in nature. It should not be difficult to understand. It should be very simple, very easy, so that everybody can understand the topic and everybody can understand what this report is all about. Because your topic is a kind of invitation to the readers to read your report. So that the topic should be clear. The topic should not be unclear. It should be clear. And before going deep into the topic, an introduction is much required. So we need to give an introduction, provide an introduction so that readers can easily understand our topic. Then write-up flow is there. Then the whole report should follow a proper write-up flow. The report, it should be divided into some essential parts such as introduction, body, conclusion and summary. There is a write-up flow. It's not like you are dumping everything without any order, without any sequence. You are dumping anything randomly. No, there is a proper flow. There is a proper strategy. There is a proper pattern which you need to adopt in order to write a report. There is a beginning, there is an introduction, there is body, there is conclusion, and there is also summary. Then excellent presentation. The report should be presented very well. A good title, subheadings, bullet points, tables, reference links. These add the excellency to your presentation. When you are drafting a report, it should be made excellent with the help of headings, with the help of good title, headings, subheadings, with the help of bullet points, with the help of dot points, with the help of tables and reference links. And we can make our report impressive and well structured or formal with the help of these different components. Then completion. The information given in the report should be unbiased and complete. It should not be partial information. It should not be biased. Rather, it should be unbiased and it should be complete. At the end of the report, it should provide you the complete information. Then, some points to keep in mind during report writing. These are different points which we need to keep in mind before report writing or during report writing. No personal opinion is allowed in a report. A report should be objective, no personal opinion. You are the person who has to record the real events, who has to provide the factual information of an event which you are covering for writing a report. So you are not a person who has been asked to give personal opinions, personal suggestions or advices. No personal opinion is required when we are writing a report. Then a report must be topic oriented. It must be topic oriented. The whole report must be honest with the topic. It must give information about the topic. It should not make digressions. The structure should be neat and clean. Structure should be neat and clean. Like as I told you, bullet points should be used. Dot points should be used. Tables, reference should be used wherever they are required. Yeah. These tables, bullet points, graphs can be included as proof of the information. Sometimes we provide proofs for the information. We can use tables for that. We can use graphs for that. Bullet points for that in order to highlight the proof. Adding a summary to highlight the main points is very common. So one should keep in mind that I need to add a summary to highlight the main points. It's essential, it's better. A report may include appendices and often it has pre-designed layouts. And then there should be an appendix attached to the report and it has a pre-designed layout. There is a layout which one has to follow in order to write a report. So features of a well-written report. These are the main features of a well-written report. Number one, a good report has a clarity of thought. A good report is complete and self-explanatory. First one is it has clarity of thought. The thought is clear. There is nothing concealed. There is nothing beyond the lines. Everything is reflected in between the lines. So everything can be understood even if we have a normal reader for the report reading. A good report, it's complete and it's complete. It's not partial. There is not half information. It's a complete whole. There is a complete information and exploratory. So it's self-exploratory. You can find everything related to the topic in the report itself. Then a good report is comprehensive but compact. It's comprehensive. It talks about all the details, but it's compact. When I speak, it is comprehensive. It talks about all the details. I don't mean it's very loose in its structure. No, it's compact. It entails. It covers everything, but that everything is very compact. Then a good report has a proper date and signature. It has a date and signature, and a good report is presented in lucid style. A good report, if it is presented in lucid style. If it is written in lucid language. Now let's come to the types of reports. Let's talk about the types of reports. So reports are classified into types, into different types, according to their subject matter or the circumstances in which they are required. According to the subject matter, reports are classified into different types. Right now, we will be talking about classification of reports according to subject matter. We will see what are the different types of reports according to their subject matter. Number one is eyewitness report. Eyewitness report. The reports which require eyewitness. The reports which can be seen by the people, by eyewitness. So these are the reports, or let's go with the definition. An eyewitness report, it gives an account of any event or experience. It gives the report of any event or experience. Such an event or experience may range from cases of incidents, and these events may be it may be an accident, it may be a theft case, or it may be labor unrest, or it may be a robbery, armed robbery, it may be some squabble, so on and so forth. And these types or this type of report is normally presented in a narrative form, and it follows a chronological order. So eyewitness report is that report. It deals with some incidents or events like accidents, like thefts, like labor unrest. It talks about robberies, squabbles, fights. So these are the reports which require eyewitness. And such type of reports are there in newspapers. So when we are writing newspaper reports, they are of this type, they are of narrative type. They require chronological order of events, and they require the details of eyewitnesses for these incidents when we are writing them in any newspaper. Then work report. What is a work report? It's a formal document that discusses information about a specific topic related to an aspect of your job. So it is a formal document which discusses information about a specific topic which is related to your job. And most work reports are addressed to a particular audience. There are many these work reports which are addressed to your audience, like your manager, your boss, head of the institution, head of the organization. And depending on the type of work report, you may be given a report brief that outlines what you should include in your report. So it depends upon the work type. You are being given some details, you are being given some instructions that what are the things to be included in your report. So work report is related to one's job, one's work. And such type of reports, it can be discussed with one's boss, or it can be discussed with the people like the manager of any firm or any company, head of any organization. Then we have the next one, laboratory report. What is laboratory report? This report, it gives an account of the procedure, results and significance of an experiment with findings and conclusions. A number of experiments are being done in the laboratories. So this type of report, it talks about the procedure of that particular experiment, the result and significance of that experiment. It gives us the details of the findings of that experiment, and it gives the details of the conclusion of that experiment. So this is laboratory report. It talks about that observation which is being done in a particular laboratory. It analyzes, it evaluates that observation, that experiment which is being done in the laboratory. Then we have progress report. Progress report, it gives detailed information on the progress made in any establishment, made in any company, any industry. It gives a progress report. Like the current task is undertaken during the past week, month, quarter of the year, progress made, and continuing efforts being made. So these are the reports which talk about different assignments, different topics. So which a person or which a group of people are doing, and it gives the information. It gives the information on the progress of the people on a particular work, on a particular topic, on a particular assignment. So it states the progress made by the people in an industry. Then we have investigative report, reports related to investigation. See, the head of any unit, if it is parastatal establishment, parastatal means it's any company or any industry which have some government authority which works for the government. So the head of any unit of any company, establishment may constitute a committee to look into any matter or issue confronting the unit. After investigation, a report is sent in with detailed information on the matter. Sometimes any company, sometimes any industry, any organization, any department is selecting a group of people to investigate a particular issue or to investigate a particular event. So when these people, they investigate each and everything related to that program or related to that assignment which they have been given, at the end, this group of people, they are writing a report on the basis of their investigation. They provide that information to the required person or to the required department, which includes all that information which they have collected during their investigation. So this type of report is called an investigative or special report. Then we have analytical report. Analytical reports are necessitated by problems in a setup or opportunities that have come up in a business setup. So these analytical reports, they are necessitated by problems. Sometimes there are some problems in any setup, and sometimes we are having some opportunities in any business setup or in any business unit. So they persuade readers to accept certain conclusions as being factual and valid. So in these circumstances, or in these circumstances, these business setups, they provide some conclusions, they provide some facts and valid points to the readers regarding the different opportunities and regarding the different problems in different business setups. So this is analytical report. Now comes the structure of the report. When we talk about the structure of the report, I told you every report has a proper structure. It's not like that we can write a report randomly. It has a proper structure. The first one is report title. So report title, it provides a short but clear idea of the subject matter of the report. It provides us a clear idea of the subject matter. it must be accurate and concise. When we talk about report title, it is short, but it's clear. It provides us an idea that this may be inside the report. So the report title, it assures, or it invites a reader to read this report. Second thing is, it must be accurate and it must be short. It must be brief. Then summary. A report may include a brief summary of the content of the report. It's usually brief and informative. So a report, it includes summary, and this summary is usually brief and informative. Every report is having a summary which is very short and which is informative. We have the next point, introduction. The introduction, it gives a kind of background of the report. Introduction, every report is having an introduction, and introduction, it serves as a background to every report. It gives readers some kind of idea as to the reasons for writing any piece of report. So it gives the reader an idea, a reason why to read the report. So that means it talks about the basic points, it talks about the background of the report, and it talks about the basic important points which a reader feels that he or she must read the report. Enough background should be given so that the reader can understand the significance of the report. So in introduction, a writer should give enough background so that a reader can understand the significance of the report, so that a reader can understand that this report is important to read. So it depends upon the introduction. Your introduction can decide whether your report should be read by the readers or not. So it depends upon your introduction. It should be solid. It should contain background of the report. It should not contain the writer's own opinions or suggestions. Then comes the body. Body of any report, it provides the material which the writer presents to support his point of view. So body is the real component or the real material which you want to give to your readers, which you want to convey, which you want to share with your readers, is the body of the report. So it should present everything in a very detailed way. It should provide facts, and facts supported by the evidence. Then this body is divided into different sections or subsections, and each one is marked with heading and subheadings. So a writer of the report is having this liberty to divide his report in different headings and subheadings, in different sections and subsections, and every section or subsection is having a proper heading and subheading. When we provide headings and subheadings, we are making it easier for the reader to read the report. Then recommendations. So recommendations prefer suggestions on the issue presented in the report. So these recommendations, we offer suggestions on the issues which are presented in the report. And these recommendations, they give insights on what need to be done to solve the problem being investigated. It provides a kind of help and insight that what need to be done to solve the problem which is being investigated. And recommendations, they ought to reflect the writer's level of reasoning and sense of judgment. Recommendations, they reflect writer's level of reasoning and sense of judgment. Then comes conclusion. Conclusions present the main points arising from the report. And this should be conclusive, definite, and in brief manner. So conclusion, it provides you the conclusion of the whole report. It gives you the crux of all the important elements at the end, so that when you finish the report, you are taking these points in your mind. So it is short, it's conclusive. We are having longer reports. Longer reports, they contain title page. There are some longer reports, they contain acknowledgements, they contain summary, table of contents. There is introduction, there are terms of reference, there is a scope, procedure is there, findings are there, conclusions are there, recommendations are there, reference or bibliography is there, and appendices are there. So title page, I talked about title page. It's the first page of a long report. For longer reports, we are having one page as title page. It contains title, it contains author's name, and it contains the report reference number and date. Then acknowledgements. In acknowledgements, we pay gratitude. We express gratitude to those who contributed us, who helped us in order to write a report. Summary, I talked about summary. It comes at the beginning. Summary, this sets out the main points of the report. It includes the main points of the report right from the beginning. It talks about middle and end of the report. It's always short. Then table of contents. We are having tables which lead us to the different sections of the report, because these tables they include the page numbers of different activities which are there in the report. Then there is the terms of reference, and it states the goals and scope of the report. What is the goal and scope of report? There is procedure. It talks about in this procedure, the report writer, it states the methodology used in tracking down the problems. And there are the procedure is like, the methodology is sometimes a report writer interviews people, sometimes he or she gets information through questionnaire, or sometimes he or she goes to the public and just gather the information by himself or herself. Then we have findings. And under this section of the report, the writer gives authentic discoveries made during the course of the investigation. The writer jots down, the writer writes the findings of the report. What are the findings of the report? Then, conclusion, I told you it is unbiased judgment. It includes all the important points are just summed up in the conclusion. It's always short and it's authentic. Recommendations, we talked about recommendations. Then we have references. It talks about the book material. It talks about the different sources which you have consulted to write a report. Then we have appendices. The raw data used for the report, they are also presented in the appendix. There are some, like we consulted some interviews, we consulted some internet sources, we consulted some meetings. So all that raw data, like we went to questionnaires, we went to some other tests we have done. So we include all that in the appendix. So this is all for today's lecture. This is all for report writing. I hope you all have understood it well. In the upcoming lecture, we shall be talking about letter writing, because in the previous class when we talked about letter writing, there we talked about formal letters only. So next class will be given to informal letters. With this, I would like to take bye here. Thank you for being patient, and thank you for listening. Bye.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.